Greetings, fellow Insomniacs, and welcome to Insomniac Gaming Theater. I'm your host, The Crazy Player. Alright, so, it's been a little bit since the last time we saw each other. It's been a long, frustrating week over on my end. Health problems, mine and other people's. Life complications. It's just been big and annoying and a problem. And so I'm going to be taking a break this evening from our uh, explorations of Bloodborne to get back into a game that I have recently been interested in again, which is Elden Ring, as you can see from the category below, and I am planning out for way down the line when I might end up doing a thing with a friend of mine if we ever get there. So let me go ahead and bring you into the game. Hello there. Oh, I hope this captures. Let me... Ooh, interesting. Oh, did I? It looks like I did not properly set that up. One moment, folks. Let's see. So at one point, I was convinced I was never going to play Elden Ring again. Because I was very frustrated with that game. Okay. There we go. Now we're working with gas. Okay. There we go. So, we're going to be starting a new character, and we're going to be working our way through at least... Well, okay. I don't know how far we're getting tonight. Because I'm kind of... It's already been a long day. It's like 9 o'clock at night here. And I'm not going to stay on too late. But we're going to spend at least a couple of hours running around, planning out routes, seeing what the best way to get from one place to another is. Because I have some ideas about what I want to do with this game. Not necessarily for me, but again, way ahead of ourselves. So for now, we're just kind of messing around and trying to find what the best way to do certain things is. So we're going to let's see here. Okay. So we are going to start as a confessor. These are these over there. Not these stats. Those stats are the stats that the confessor starts with. They are some of the most well-rounded stats in the game. It also puts us very close to a couple of breakpoints for using some very powerful abilities. And the class starts with a decent set of armor, a decent weapon, a decent shield, and it starts with a sacred seal. Not the best sacred seal, but it's fine. And unlike the Vagabond over here, I mean, first of all, the Vagabond excuse me. So the Vagabond starts with slightly lower stats and some really important ones, most notably Faith. But also the Vagabond starts with with heavy enough equipment that they are fat rolling by default, and you have to take some stuff off. Whereas the Confessor has room to go up in terms of their weight. So we're going to be making a Confessor character. I might have to turn the volume up. It's really low. Help if I could freaking spell. All right. Now, in terms of keepsake, in previous Souls games, there was usually a best choice. Especially, so, like, in Dark Souls 1, for example, there's an objectively best choice. Right? In Dark Souls 3, there's a little room for argument, but there's generally a choice that you're gonna pick and you're gonna stick with it, right? In this case, it kind of isn't. This medallion is actually kind of pointless at low levels because it gives you so little extra HP that it doesn't matter. And by the time you have enough HP that it would matter, not only can you have long since have picked this medallion up, but honestly, you could have access to better versions of it because there's multiple, and you're probably not even running it anyway. This just gives you some extra runes, which admittedly in the early game is not a bad idea, but we actually have several ways of getting our hands on runes that we don't need this. Golden Seed allows you to upgrade the number of flasks you have right at the start, but you can actually... There's a lot of Golden Seeds in the world to pick up, and they're not that hard. And in fact, one of the things that we're looking at is getting the Golden Seeds. So, 1 second. Fanged Imp Ashes are actually pretty good. They're pretty good Spirit Ash, especially for the early game, because the imps are relatively tough and they have weapons that do bleed damage. The problem with them for purposes of prep is we're probably not going to be using Spirit Ashes that much, so that's a bit of a problem. Cracked Pot, the problem here is that we're not going to be using throwing items that much, and also this isn't really an upgrade because it ends up taking a pot that you would get from a merchant's inventory and just giving it to you early. So that's the thing. 2 Stone Sword keys is actually pretty decent because there's a lot of good stuff locked behind Stone Sword keys, but I don't know if we're really going to necessarily need them. The Bewitching Branches are... they give you 5 of them, but they are... they're consumable, and so once you use them, they're gone. It's not like with the Golden Seed where technically you consume it, but it gives you a permanent upgrade. These are just once you use them, they're gone. I guess technically that's true with the Stone Sword key, but the difference is there's usually awesome treasure behind places opened by Stone Sword keys. And then the same thing applies for the Boiled Prawn, because while it does give you a pretty big defense boost, which is useful in the early game, it's a consumable item and you only get 5 of them. So it has some problems. And then Shabruria's Woe. it only works if you were doing co-op, which actually means that there might be some potential there for what we're possibly looking at doing, but I'm unsure about that. I am going to go with the Stone Sword key, but it's kind of a... And technically, and I'm not going to take none, because none is not a productive option. And then we're just going to load one of my pre-established favorites. And we're going to finish. I kind of hate that it loads. It loads this cutscene, and we're just going to skip it. Like, it's a cool cutscene, but go watch it on YouTube if you want to. I might have to turn up the volume a little bit. I have the volume on this game turned way down because it seems like it gets so loud. We'll go up to 4. Oh. Also, multiplayer. These are passwords for some communities that I am part of. And really the big benefit to them is that whenever somebody in the community beats a major boss, you get bonuses. Bye-bye. In theory, we could beat this boss, but the boss is nothing we want. So, it's not worth it. Okay. So now for the first thing I do that's weird. I actually learned this trick from an associate of mine, the Sharply Dressed Man. He did this trick during his Elden Ring run, and I was like, this is genius, I'm stealing it. Because it means that instead of... So normally you have to go through the menu down here, you know, flipping through it to try and get to either of your flasks. With this, you just hold down a button on your controller and then hit either the button to the left of it or the button to the right of it, depending on which kind of flask you want to use. It's great. It's a brilliant idea, and I don't know why I didn't think of it first. This way leads down to the tutorial area. I am not new. I don't need to do the tutorial. The main reason to do it is get that emote up there, and I don't know that I care enough to bother. Okay, important thing. We have 2 Stone Sword keys. This requires 2 Stone Sword keys. What's behind this fog gate is an entire Hero's Tomb. And if you know what you're doing, there is some good stuff in there you can get. None of it is stuff we care about. So we're just gonna keep going. Alright, so this is Barre. We're going to come back and talk to him later. Actually, I don't know if we're ever necessarily going to talk to him at this location, but he is going to be important later. If this is your first time playing Elden Ring, don't fight this guy. This guy is what we call schmuck bait. He's here entirely to make you go, oh, I just got out of the tutorial. This guy can't possibly be that hard. He is. He is that hard. That's not to say he can't be beaten, but I have no interest in trying. I have different plans. Oh. Whenever you walk into a new church, a new anything, right? The very first thing, if there is a grace, touch the grace. Always. Always touch the grace.
You're a tarnished. But I can also see that you're not off. Then why not purchase it? I am Carly.
Yeah, we got nothing.
I am of a nomadic people, selling wares as I travel. The land has been tainted by madness since the shattering of the Elden Ring. It's only tarnished like yourself, who keep things from drying up entirely. Let's say you're a very welcome customer. Goodbye for now.
I love how he says his people are nomadic and yet we never see them move locations. Which makes sense, honestly. The last thing you want is for the player to establish, oh, hey, this guy's here, and then have the guy not be there. So two things they added in Elden Ring that are new to the Souls series. One is a stealth mode. Like, it's not super stealthy, but if you crouch down, you are less likely to be observed. And then the other one is that there is an actual freaking jump button. Jump button. Yeah. So, cutscene, which otherwise I might try and skip, but it's really short. The largest part of this interaction can't actually be skipped.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens?
Yep.
They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the Tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the returning rune to aid you in your... You need only to the foot of... Then it's settled. I bequeath to you.
Nice.
Use it. It will summon a torrent has chosen. Treat him with...
Okay. And then we put Torrent's whistle on here. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it actually doesn't really matter, but we'll go ahead and put this on. Just because we're probably going to be doing a fair amount of backstabbing. We're not going to be doing that much straight up fighting. We're also not going to be staying... We're actually not going to be staying with either of these weapons for very long. Alright, we absolutely have to come down here. And I think the enemies are prevented from coming down here. Because we need this item. This item is mandatory. Okay. Oh. Right. We need to go back here. Because if we don't go back here relatively quickly, we're going to miss getting an item.
This way, Tarnished. May I have a word? A pleasure to meet thee, Tarnished. I am the witch. I'd heard and upon look a talk thou art possessed to call forth. Ah, I was entrusted by torrents for. 'Tis a bell, summon them with it. The spirits will now, 'tis thine. Forgive mine intrusion, Tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be before the Tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
I still love that exit. It's such a great exit. It's a really good exit. Okay. Right. Okay. So we're gonna cross the lake here. So one of the things that I appreciate they do in Elden Ring is that outside of combat, your stamina does not deplete, which means you can run infinitely. Saves so much time. Okay. So next we are going this way. Actually, wait. No, we're going south. Because we don't actually have to do that thing yet. As much fun as it is to hit the Spirit Spring and, like, jump up, it's actually a terrible idea here because all of the stones sticking out of the side mean you can land just long enough to take off the buff that keeps you from dying, and then you'll die when you hit the ground. It's very frustrating. All right. There's stone sword key. Right. So there's actually an important NPC there. Well, somewhat important, depending on the ending you're going for. But we're just not going to bother her right now. Okay. So this is an extremely important item. We are going to be making lots of use of it. Because not only is this a good bunk stick, but it has innate bleed, which will become important later. By later, I mean not that much later from now. we actually don't care about that bug. As an Ash of War for a bow. Don't think we can level up. No, we need like 800. Okay, we're gonna do this rise real quick because it's super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Those two are real easy to find, and then the third wise beast, you can tell where it is in part because there's all of these things on the ground. And also, those ripples in the water tell you where it is. So, this is one of the places where you get memory stones, which give you spell slots, which is what you use to memorize spells. And then we just go down here. In case you're curious, it's called the Weeping Peninsula because it rains a lot. Ah, fuck off. Let me stop and rest again. Don't recall this guy having anything we really care about. No, not really. Although, this is where we can get the Crimson Amber Medallion, which I was talking about earlier. Oh, right. Nope, don't care. Okay, actually, we want to go over this way. Now that I think about it. We should have used our golden seed, but oh well. There's a lot of stuff up in this little town up here. None of it matters. The only reason we are here is because the church, we want a couple of items from within it. This one, and this one. And then we are leaving. I think we can. Yep. Didn't even take damage. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fuck off, dude. We don't stop and get in a fight with this guy. We just keep riding. We're stopping up here because we want the grace right here. And then we head west. And I'm not kidding, like 90% of the reason why we went into that church was for the sacred tear. So we're going to be hitting several locations just for stuff like that. Sacred tear, or grab the grace, grab the sacred tear. And this is a relatively safe location. So, okay, that. Okay. Huh. Right. Oh. Yeah, okay. Alright, which location are we at? Church of the Pilgrimage. Okay, so we got this one and this one. Blood grease, that might come in handy later. Okay. Then we ride down the hill here. We head west. Technically, there is a cool weapon down there, but it's not one we're interested in right now. Probably not interested at all, honestly. We're skipping the Everjail. Fourth Church of America. Okay. And then we're gonna head down here. Stay out of that swamp. There's no reason to go in there. Let me be more clear. There's no reason to go in there at this point. Sorry about your fence. So this guy we actually like because he has a... he has...
There's been an eight. How can I help?
So this little lantern right here is a super awesome item. We're really happy to have access to it. Unfortunately, we can't afford it right now. I will also mention, although we will not be using it, that this is one of the better early Colossal weapons. The Zweihander. The requirements are really not that high, and it has tremendous reach. We're doing something else on this run, but this is not bad. And then, of course, you know, a Lost Ash of War is always handy.
Have a safe journey.
It won't let you summon Torrent if there's not enough room. Okay, so that is one of the walking shrines. I forget what they're actually called. It's not moving because we haven't gotten close enough to activate it. We'll know when we get close enough, though, because we'll be able to hear it. Alright, so we're going up to this tower right here, and we are going up to this tower exactly because it is... You'll see. Bite my ass. Alright. Nope. Yeah, we're doing pitiful damage at this point, but it doesn't matter. Fuck. Wasn't intending that, but okay. Honestly, that was just me being stupid. There's actually no reason to stop there. So this is easily the most benign teleportation trap in the whole game. Reminds me. Okay. And the reason I say it's the most benign is because once you sit at a grace, you are free to teleport again. And literally you just run up the stairs and there's a grace. Like, it's that simple. We'll add a charge to our flasks. By default, that goes straight into your Crimson Flask. Okay, by the way, a thing that has bothered me since this game launched like 3 years ago, why does this default to no? You're asking me if I can use a thing that only has one purpose to upgrade my most important items. And it defaults to no? Why? Freaking annoying. Alright. Inventory. Gain 200 runes? Sure. We'll do that. We'll level up once. Because there's a decent chance we're going to get smacked. And that means we'll have so little runes that we don't care. This guy's going to start moving. We're going to ignore him. We're going to run over here. And we're going to get smacked. Whatever. Don't care. 171 runes is not enough to be concerned about. Excuse me. However, what we are concerned about is the Blessed Dew Talisman, because this will slowly recover our HP as we are running around, which means if we accidentally get clipped, if we take damage falling off of a cliff, whatever, it will slowly recover. Very important. Very useful when you are doing early game exploration. By the way, every time your character dies, about 12 in-game hours pass before you are resurrected at wherever you end up getting resurrected. And normally that doesn't matter. But it can matter if you are looking to interact with specific things that are only available at nighttime. There. Normally, I don't interact with these gentlemen at all, but I'm going to right past them because I need something up here. Both of you idiots can buzz off. Ah! Die. Okay. So we're going to follow this road. There's a grace around here, and sometimes if I'm not paying attention, I can miss it. See? There it is. Okay. Okay, and then we're coming over to this church. There is a lot of running around grabbing shit. And then running back the other direction. And now we are going far, far away. Oh, that reminds me. So that was the Third Church of America. We're in the Bestial Sanctum in the Dragon Barrow. We're going to be here just long enough for us to go right the hell back to the Third Church of America. Third. Okay. Actually, wait. We wanted to go here. Because we got 2 things we want to do here. 2, 3. The rest of them are all in pretty close proximity, but this one... So first we're going to head this way. Yeah. We got to be real careful because there are freaking bears of every size and description, and they are, as per video game logic, the most hostile beings you've ever seen in your life. See, is it? Nope, it's the other way. Ah, there we go. Okay. Then beast bones. Set of ruins here. There's a talisman in there we may decide we want later, but we're not that concerned about it right now. There's a merchant over there, but he doesn't have anything we want. Alright, there's a grace right here. We're eventually going to go up into that castle, but actually right now we are done over here for now because it's actually easier to come back and do that later. Okay, so we're going to the gate front. So there's a bunch of archers and bad guys and shit in there. If you just ride through the left side of... there's really not anything they can do to you. Golden seed. And then we ride off again. Wolves literally falling from the freaking sky.
Forgive me.
Oh.
I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hall, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
We don't really have a choice. In theory, we can hit B here and then do it later, but we may as well do it now. So...
Very well. Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Excuse me. So this is the Round Table Hold. Lots of things are going to happen here.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the two fingers, and explore the secret so that one day, ensuring all. By the way, you do. Most time you are well.
So this guy can teach us some incantations. Sadly, we don't have the necessary runes for any of them. All of these are actually relatively useful. Especially the fortification ones. Also, these two spells, very strong. Highly underrated.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
Okay. And so this is... Well, he didn't introduce himself, but we eventually find out that that dude's name is Ensha, and he apparently studied at the School of Reacher, by which I mean to say that he says nothing. He never says anything. The whole game, he never says anything. Alright. And we have basically nothing to sell, or nothing that we can buy. Nothing that we can trade. Oh, talk to Dialos.
Hello. You must be new here. Well, the honor of one's house holds. By the way, she's my servant. Take your eyes off her if you find her.
So, Dialos is actually one of the storylines that I'm very interested in doing because it's really cool. And also, look at this man's armor. This is a man who knows how to freaking dress. Like, holy shit. This armor is so good. It is some of the best looking armor in the game. Sadly, it's probably not the armor we're going to end up wearing because it's not that good defensively. But look at this armor. So beautiful. Alright. Actually, because I am not at all sure about... Yeah, screw it. Oh, we need 30 faith. Jesus. Right. We're probably not going to end up wielding that because by the time we have 30 faith, we're going to be doing other things. I got turned around. Well. Whatever. 168 runes. 168 runes is nothing. Whatever. Okay. I hadn't realized the Cipher Pod required 30 faith. By the time we're up at 30 faith, we're probably going to have something else that we're going to be using. Oh! Because I didn't actually rest at the Round Table Hold. That's not where I recovered. That's fine. It's actually probably good. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but if you hit the Y button on this menu, or the top button, and then hit this button right here, which is X on my controller, it will ask you if you want to go to the Round Table Hold, which means you can do this super fast if you know the controls. A lot of people don't even know you can do that.
Everyone who came, only to have their... Did you know?
We're going to talk to Rodrika. Oh, right.
And heading to enticed. Well, that but I don't have... It's scared. I want on nothing. Oh, I know. Can you take the poor and it'll be glad...
She becomes important later. Alright, we're going up this way. Fuck you guys. Alright, there we go. Fuck you guys. Alright, and then we're going... down here. Oh, no. I'm thinking of the wrong place. Okay. See, this is part of why we're doing routing, is for me to get more familiar with all of this. Okay. Right, there's the road. Okay. Everybody around here is so hostile. It's really not good for their health. There we go. Okay. Flasks. Add a charge. Increase the amount replenished. Ashes of War. Ah, yes, okay. Doesn't actually get us anything right away, but we're still gonna do it. Oh, wait. We'll do that for the moment. Also, look at this armor. This armor is great.
Not seen you before. Name's Bernal. Tarnished, just like you. Let me ask you something. Are you here in the lands between to take up the fight? Does your faith in the guidance of grace hold firm, despite the collapse of the Golden Order?
May as well.
Yes, you're a Tarnished through and through. Takes me back. But that's a quality needed now more than ever. Any interest in bearing the torch of my battle arts? All I know is the sword. Picked up a fair few tricks in my time, too. Now's the time to pass them on. To a good and proper Tarnished, like you.
So, we don't even have any runes, so we can't actually buy anything here. But this guy's got a bunch of good runes. So, this armor that he's wearing right now, if you think you can take him, you can get this armor right now. But if you do that, then you miss out on another armor later, and then you'll eventually end up getting his armor anyway.
Not floating your boat, eh? Well, there's no rush. Knowledge of the art.
Alright. Thank you, sir. There we go. Okay. So we're going back up here to the road, and then we are turning east. Lots of people put stuff on the road to try and stop us, and most of it is irrelevant because Torrent can just jump right over it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Be right back for you, pot friend.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Anyone? Oh, my stars. I'm so happy to see you. I am Alexander, also known as
Pot
the
friend.
Iron Fist. And as you can see, I'm stuck here. Please. My thanks. Just give me a good smack and I'll pop. Don't dally. Give it your all, I say. Ah. Well played, good lady. Well played. Though that mighty wallop of yours almost spelled the end of me. Ah. Well, I'm out now, and that's what counts. I thank you. And as a token of my appreciation, I'd like you to have this.
So, in the business, that's what we call foreshadowing. But anyway. Pumpkinhead over here is having a moment. We're just going to leave him to it. So this is a boss, or some level of boss. Two very useful things. And then also, over here, we are going to spend one of our stone sword keys to open this for arguably one of the best talismans in the whole game. The Green Turtle Talisman enhances stamina recovery. Almost everything we do in this game uses stamina. So stamina recovery is great. Alright, where the hell are we on the map? Okay. So we want to go over to here. Mostly because we want to get the effect of having actually stopped at the Grace and thus recovering all of our... whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. We have some runes, so we're going to spend them. And... yeah, we're going to do Vigor. Actually, no, it doesn't really matter. The area we're heading into, we're going to get one shot no matter who we're fighting. We're going to do that. And Ashes of War. No, it's still higher for the moment. Alright, and then we're gonna head east because we're gonna head into Caelid, and I am going to test a theory once we get over here. So, as we run across this road, as we run along this road, we are going to be invaded. We're going to run into the church, we're going to grab the Grace, and then we're going to see if we can smack the crap out of our invader. It's an NPC invader, so I don't think going offline changes anything. Yeah, she has no poise. Okay, we probably could have done that better. But it also doesn't matter because we can literally just walk over here, get our runes back, grab both of these. Alright, 1 second. I need to check something. Okay. Okay. Somebody asked me a thing. I can deal with it later. It's not urgent. That said, I want to leave this over here. Okay. So, in theory, we could run out the front of the church and wait for her to invade and fight her again But what we're going to do, because we don't really care about fighting her, is we're going to go out the side of the church here and hug this left wall. And just like that, we're in Caelid. I love how the bird turns to look at you as you walk over here. It's not actually aggroed onto us, but it turns and it looks over here repeatedly. Like it's warning us or something. Also, there are a couple of hostile dudes in this area. There's one right over there, in fact. They kind of just stand there, though. Alright. We're mostly going to keep following the road for the moment. By the way, from this point forward, I'm assuming that any runes that we have can be lost at a moment's notice. Because these dogs hit hard. And we have basically no defense against them. So the enemies in Caelid have almost endgame level scaling, at least for the base game, which makes them extremely, extremely tough. They hit hard, they don't take a lot of damage compared to the amount of damage we're dealing out. Nope, it is over here. Okay. Which is why we're going to spend a lot of time just running past stuff. Go. Fortunately, as long as we stick to the road, we are, and I use this term very carefully, mostly safe. Yeah, that's what I thought. We can't actually do anything, but it does tell us the most important piece of information needed, which is how much arcane I need for these. Max is out at 16. And honestly, I don't know that I'm going to futz with most of them, but... Oh, something died, and we got credit for it. We got soul. We got runes from it. By the way, that's Decaying X-Ix. He is a great dragon. We are not picking that fight right now. We may not pick that fight ever. There's the map just sitting here. We actually want to go back and go down the other path, but there is a grace right over here that we're going to want. There's a whole quest line that runs off of this area of Caelid. And so we want to have that grace unlocked. Oh, we don't have to dismount to grab those. That is so awesome. Ah! Motherfuckers. Alright. So, fun note, as you can see from the stuff in the distance over here, those enemies are hostile to each other. And so they will proceed to beat the crap out of each other. Which actually makes this a little bit of a grind spot, because if you look at the rune total right here, they're killing each other, and we're siphoning off the runes from the various deaths. Which makes this a super low-risk grinding spot in the very early game. Believe it or not, for the most part, the soldiers win against those giant-ass dogs. And the reason is because there's way more of the soldiers than there are of the dogs. The dogs are relatively slow attackers. The soldiers, on the other hand, are like a swarm of bees. They don't hit very hard in comparison to the dogs, but there's a dang lot of them. We're not actually down here for the grind spot, but before we do the next thing, I'm going to take a moment to pick up some of these runes and do some leveling up. Because once again, we're going to turn around and do a thing, and we're just going to assume any runes that we have on us are forfeit. Not very exciting, I know, but it's a real easy way to get a whole bunch of runes when you're real early in the game and you are squishy. We're going to do some things later that are even more exciting. And by that I mean actually more exciting. Actually, while we're waiting. Ah, yes. One map for pretty much the entire south end of Caelid. Nice. As you can see, there's one dog left. And a whole bunch of soldiers. Like I said, the soldiers mostly win. There's so many more of them. See? Nonetheless, standing here for just a couple of minutes got us 5,000 runes. Actually, I'm gonna go back to the round table hold real quick. Do some upgrading. Don't bother talking to this guy. He's got nothing interesting to say.
You're a new face, no matter how loud you're up.
I see you've noticed the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it. No, don't read too much into it. I've no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
Okay. Well, there we are then. Need to check something real quick. Actually, a couple of some things. Okay. And then... oh, interesting. There we go. That's the one we got. Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. Forgot how quickly you can get those. don't mind me. I help in order to help me keep organized on all of this stuff. I keep a checklist of various things. So I'm currently doing checklists. Okay. Not very exciting, I know, but all right. Ah, just shy. That reminds me. So, as noticed, if you hit the top button, which is Y in this case, it brings up a list, and then you can mark a site of grace by pushing down on the right stick, and that will favorite it, which then puts it on this list, which makes it so that instead of having to do these big long lists of every biome you've been through, you can just hit the top button twice, and you can get to your favorites, which is really useful if you have places you know you're going to be going back to a lot. In any case, though, we're going to go here. I promise we're not going to be hanging around that long, but since we're only a few points away from being able to afford our next upgrade... Like, literally, we're like 21 points away, I think it is. No, 30. Sorry, math. Some days my brain is great, and some days my brain is just like, I don't fucking know. Excuse me. Goodness. Ooh. We gotta be careful not to get hit by the fighting, or draw the attention of the fighting. By the way, the reason we're standing here is because there are archers up on this siege tower right here. I wonder if they're going to push it off the cliff that's over there. Oh, there we go. Something died. All right. Alright. And yes, if we got directly hit by one of those catapults, we would just be dead. What we're doing now is exceedingly dangerous. We do that mostly because we don't want that dude fighting us. Ah, fuck. Okay, watch this gap right here. We are probably going to die. Very, 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 very lucky we will get away with this. Probably not, though. Huh? Maybe? Maybe? I think we got high enough that they can't poison us. Actually, we want to take this guy. Then that was relatively easy. Go ram it. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Damn it. Just when I thought I was getting good at this. Technically, being shot at by those catapults does not count as being in combat. So we had unlimited stamina across that bridge. This time we're just going up the ladder because we don't have to get the weapon art. Alright. Yeah, smoldering butterfly. I wish he dropped the Doritos chip he was using as a shield, but alas. Okay. There we go. And then... that way we don't take fall damage. Alright, now for our next challenge. Dogs, man. Dogs. Dogs in real life, the absolute best. Dogs in Souls games, the absolute worst. The problem is we can't outrun them. Oh God! Fucking damn it! I swear, it's like the game just decides, fuck you. Fucking goddamn. Alright. Of course, when I do this with my co-op buddy, if we actually end up getting to this, going to be much easier because there's going to be two of us. I wonder. No. Just the... Goddamn. Alright, we're in an animation, so we can't actually be... Ah! That's why! Okay. Fuck. Damn it. Because in order to get over the wall, you need to... Oh, no. Maybe? Okay. I was trying to remember why we fight the dog, and the answer is because in order to get over the wall, you need to actually... You need to actually have the time to set up that jump, I think. I need to double check something, though, the next time we get in. Which we're probably going to do this time. Get in, I mean. Actually, we even have to fight these two. Maybe not. Fuck. Okay. No idea where the hell that second dog came from. Alright. So we step on this, and then, there we go. Okay. And then... Ah! No! Fuck. No! Ah! God damn it! Fuck! So close yet so far away. Oh well. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Actually, give me the stamina regen. I'll be honest, I was hoping to be much further along than this by now. But this'll take as long as it takes. Okay. No! Ah! Dagnabbit. Okay. Just need to get through that stupid door and get the grace. Okay. Nope. Ah, damn it. Screw you, 288s. Okay. There we go. And then through here, in here. Doesn't matter. I'm going to revive right at this grace anyway. So, or if I don't, I can just teleport to it. We got what we needed. Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. We are running for this doorway and we are not stopping. And that's why we're not stopping. And that was the other thing we needed out of here. Alright, that was everything we needed from there. Okay. Freaking finally. To the Bestial Sanctum. For the next thing that we are doing. Nope, not enough runes. Okay. That guy is not hostile if you're running out. He's very hostile if you're trying to run in. These short little dudes, we are not stopping to fight. We have better ways of getting runes than that. Ah, what excellent timing. Hopefully we get the other thing we need done right. Ooh. Thank you, gentlemen, but no. Right here. Nope. Shoot. It was that one. Oh well. C'est la vie. Yeah, no. It's literally just up over here. And then here. I think that's it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Bother. There we go. All right. And okay, now we're going to start trying to get some runes. Oh, right. Until nightfall. else. Unfortunately, this is somewhat inconsistent. What the hell? Oh, that's just bullshit. Well, it means I don't have to worry about reclaiming my runes. Not freaking do that. How dare you? Ah. Come on, man. That's so stupid. Okay, come on. You've got to be kidding me. Oh my god. I feel like this is going to take another hour. This isn't normally this hard. No! Damn it! Come on! Nope. I don't know how people do this. They do this thing where they get onto the middle section of the bridge, and I don't know how they do it. Nope. Fucking goddamn. Oh. What the shit? I've literally had this guy jump off for no freaking reason, and now I can't get him to jump off. Oh! My God. Okay. Fuck off. God damn it. They haven't patched this game in forever. So, I know it's not like it's a new patch and you can't fall off. I'm just doing something wrong and I'm not sure what. No, no, no. Oh my God. Come on. You've got to be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me, man. Yeah. Come on. Nope. You have got to be kidding me. What, is it more sloped on this side? What the hell? Freaking finally. We don't even really care that much about the Ash of War. We just wanted the runes. Okay. Let me check here. Okay. So we need to go there. And then... very least. Okay. Okay. On to the next thing. That only took forever. Runes. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. Oh yeah. We also need to do this. Okay. Okay. Alright. And now we've really got enough runes. Okay. Oh, that's just about perfect. Okay. That's very interesting. That's going to be much better. That's not going to be as good. Okay. We need 10 grand. Okay. So we're going to go do this. Again, I'm not expecting to make it out alive. So 3,500 we have on us, I am considering lost. Okay, this is the primary reason we're here. That's the tertiary reason we're here. And that's the secondary reason we're here. Hey, we managed to make it out alive. I am shocked. I didn't think we'd do it. So, on the one hand, this gives us a huge stat boost. On the other hand, it massively increases the amount of damage that we take, which sucks. So, we need to use this relatively carefully. Because if we look... Okay, it's a little hard to see because I'm in the way. But normally these numbers right here are like 17, and now they're like 4. One of our damage resistances right here is actually negative, which means we take more damage, not less. Alright. Then we're going here. Down the cliffside. For the moment, the main reason we are here is to get the Grace and to get the Sacred Tear. Because we cannot really do this quest line. It's okay, though. There's no rush. Most quest lines don't advance until we advance them. Do we really want to go get the map piece? Not right now. We do, however, want to go to Fort Height. Honestly, our stats are probably good enough that we can get by just doing this instead. Oh, also... Alright. God damn. Freaking really. Okay. So part of the reason that we're here is so that we could finish an NPC quest. But the main reason that we're here is to get what's in this chest. Alright. And then we're going to do one more thing, and then I'm going to call the stream to a close, because I really got to go to the bathroom, and it's getting late out here.
Is anybody there?
Unlike Potfriend, this guy's a jackass.
The great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order, and you've come well. No, despite appearances, you might have heard. Untarnished. I want you to tonight come. Remarkable. A fine word. I doubt that it. Now, go on.
So we get the Erd Steel Dagger, and after that, we're done with this guy.
Asked. Much tarnished. I am Kenneth Height, and I have seen quite enough. My men, all Erdtree. Why have you forsaken me?
Alright. And with that, we're going back to the Round Table Hold. Alright, folks. So, that didn't go quite the way I had intended. I have understood some inefficiencies in my method. And so, I will have to ponder those I don't know when we're going to be doing this again. I still got way more stuff that I need to figure out about routing and things, so we probably are going to do this again at some point. I just don't know when. In theory, I'm supposed to be back tomorrow playing Dark Souls 1 with my buddy Sunrun. That has not come to pass in like 3 weeks, so we'll see what happens. I look forward to seeing you all next time. And until then, get some rest.